Right. Welcome back to yet another edition of the Norman Cato podcast. It is a Friday. I'm back with Oscar. I really hope that the other two guys can join us. I expected us to have a good panel, but yeah, no. Regardless, we'll roll with Oscar. Before I go any further, I would like to ask Oscar to greet you guys.
Yeah.
Oscar, can you hear me? Oh Lord, Oscar. No, 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 no. We lost Oscar there. I really hope he can join us again. We are very sorry for the slow network, but I think he's going to be back in a short time. Otherwise, how is everyone doing? Oscar, you're
Yes,
back, eh?
I'm here. Yeah.
Is it
It's like
network or your side?
I don't know. I think it's possibly it might even be on my side sometimes.
Mm,
So I can't say it is
okay,
your side. Yeah,
all
sometimes
right,
maybe it's my side.
okay. Greet the people, then we can continue.
All right. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are tuning in from. Thank you very much for being a part of this show we have every Friday. Yeah, we're going to preview interesting topics in the world of football. Stay tuned, and I'm sure we shall have a wonderful show. Thank you.
Yeah, indeed. We hope that everyone is having a wonderful time. Those that are really facing a few problems, we pray to the good Lord that you can overcome everything. And those that are celebrating a few wins, we congratulate you as well. Well, it is a Friday. It is Halloween. Yeah, I think you can see the whole setup. So whoever is celebrating Halloween all over the world, yeah, please enjoy responsibly. Um, well, where should I start from? We had Carabao Cup games and Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal, Manchester City, Tottenham, Newcastle all played. Unfortunately for Liverpool, they got knocked out. I think that is where we are going to start from. I'm not going to say much. I'm going to let the big man uh,
Do
assess
the
the whole
talking.
crisis. We need to know what is going on at Liverpool. Why is everything uh, going left at the moment? So, Oscar, the mic
Mm.
is yours.
Mm. uh, where can I start from? Well, when the season began, no one would have
Mm.
predicted that this is where Liverpool would be. Of course, the
Good to
rival
have
fans would have wished.
you. Are welcome, you man. Happy to see you.
Thank you, guys. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was not sure if I
The
was
last
going
time,
to be, but I thank God that I'm here now.
Yes. That's great. Okay, Oscar, continue with your submission.
yeah. So, like I was saying, when the season began, no one predicted Liverpool would be where they are. Of course, the rival fans, who I believe in their dreams, probably wished Liverpool would be where they are right now, and it's a dream come true for rival fans. But you
Mm.
see, we all feel that same way when we are, towards our rivals. So it's nothing new. But if we are to dissect what is going on with Liverpool, there are very many things that you can point at. But to me, before I even point out the different things, I believe everything will go round, round, and round, but it will come back to the coach. It comes back to the coach. Man United's issues, we have tried to, this is just an example, we have tried to dissect, I mean, pundits, fans, and everyone has tried to dissect what Man U's issues are. I can assure you, there is no one who can tell me that they actually know what Man U's issue is, because everything that we think is the issue, at least at some point, someone has tried to sort it out, or the ownership has tried to sort it out, but things have still been here and there. So for Man U's case, we can say it's a mystery, but Liverpool's case is not a mystery. Just like I can compare it to Man City's case last season, how Man City just plummeted and really performed badly. It's not a mystery what Man City went through. And I believe it's the same thing with Liverpool. What Liverpool is going through right now, it's not a mystery. It's not a mystery at all. I will, when the season began, Norman, you will bear me witness to this. I mentioned one particular point that I stick to up to now. I said that when a team brings in, and I believe that time we're talking about Liverpool and Arsenal and the title race, and I said,
Mm.
we said that Arsenal has brought two guys into their first 11, two players who we can say that, sorry about that. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Okay. So, two guys that we can say that these guys here are what? These guys are, you know, they are starters. You get, but
Mm.
Liverpool people,
We seem to
six or
lost your
seven
voice.
players that
Okay.
are sorry. So I was saying Arsenal brought in two players that we can say confidently say are starters in their team. We can say also Eze that was the late addition. You can say three, but this is a team that is already well set. But when we're talking about Liverpool, we're talking about almost half the team, or even more than it, or half of the team, especially the nucleus of the team that was making the team really look good. Is actually what has been broken up, and I'm talking about the front line especially. So with the negatives of last season and the bit of disorganization that has happened this season, the coach goes ahead and he makes his additions. He makes his additions. Now, when he makes his additions, I mentioned one thing. I said that adding very many players, it can only go two ways. Either you will be very good because of the additions, or you will actually struggle because you will need those additions to actually gel. Now,
Mm.
for Liverpool's case, right now, it is not just that the new additions are not gelling, but also the problems that Liverpool had that were masked last season, hmm, have
Yeah.
all protruded, they've all shown their heads. What problems did Liverpool have last season? I'm one of the few fans, I believe, of Liverpool that pointed out right from the beginning of the season and said, this Liverpool team is performing, but that midfield is so poor, it cannot protect anyone. It cannot protect anything. You're welcome back in. Welcome back in. So many people, I believe, were looking at how Liverpool was scoring, Salah was scoring, and the midfield was also scoring and performing. But you see, those problems were actually masked. And as a coach, this now falls back to the coach. As a coach, when you look at now those problems, you need to ask yourself, what am I sacrificing? What should be priority? It's my personal view that our coach has favoritism. Him not even being linked with one DM in the season, when the season before the season began, is a classic case of he just doesn't think that he needs to buy someone who is a DM to actually play that position that Gravenberch plays. Now, is that a knock on Gravenberch? Because I've talked a lot about Gravenberch, and sometimes some people even say that, what do I have against yeah, that's Ryan? it's not that I have anything against him. I look at Ravenberg the same way I look at Havertz of Arsenal.
Mm.
Havertz is at most a 10. But if the coach says, Havertz, go and play my striking, there's no way Havertz is going to say, no, me, I don't want to play. No. As a footballer, as a professional, the coach has asked you to go to goal, you'll go to goal. The coach has asked you to defend, you will defend. Even though it's not your skill set. You get? So
Mm.
for me, I look at, I can sum it up and give someone else a chance to say something by saying that Liverpool's issues were glaringly there for us to see. That you know what, Liverpool had a bad time of losing their top striker last season, then very many players leaving. But even the additions that were brought in, these additions are coming in and they will either be very good or the team will actually struggle. But now the thing is that they are struggling right now. They are not yet gelling, but also the problems that were not addressed from last season are also now showing up. You get? So for me,
Mm.
I can go round and round on this, but for me, it all comes back to the coach Slot. What he did for me, not being linked with players that honestly, I don't think very many of us would have speculated that uh, Salah was going to have a dip. We speculated that also last season. Actually, for all his 7 or 6 years, people have been speculating Salah is going to have a dip the next season. He doesn't. He's going to have a dip next season. He doesn't. He's going to have a dip. He doesn't. You get? So there
Mm.
was also that feeling that yeah, people are speculating, but the guy's not going to have a dip. You get? He's not going to dip to the way he is right now. But I mean, it has happened. So the fact that it has happened, and now him, the guy who was always scoring, is no longer scoring goals. It now makes the rest also to what to actually be very vulnerable. For me, any team whereby your best player is actually your keeper, such a team is
Mm.
in real big problem. So for me, I can just summarize this by saying that Liverpool's problems start with the coach and his decisions. That's what I can say.
So that is Oscar's submission. Ken, what do you have to say about Liverpool's crisis?
Well, the very first discussion we had on this podcast, I
Mm.
actually predicted Liverpool to win the trophy again. But
Yeah.
I think, if I'm being honest, that submission was influenced by my what? My hate for Arsenal winning, you get? So I was like, nah, I can't give Arsenal to win. I either give Man City or Liverpool because for me, Arsenal is unbearable. Yeah.
Mm.
So, but also part of that was influenced by the fact that we saw them going very big in the transfer market.
Mm.
There's something that Oscar's mentioned. He mentioned that these signings that Liverpool made, it was either they work out or the team is going to struggle. You get?
Mm.
Because honestly, if you look at the squad depth, if you compare Arsenal and Liverpool squad depth, you get, you'll see
Mm.
that Arsenal is actually very good on paper. Like if you look at the second team, the second 11 of Arsenal, and
Mm.
you compare it to Liverpool's second 11, you get. So
Yeah.
Liverpool spent up to 450, exactly like 446 millions on players. They bought Carcass, who is also kind of struggling. They bought
Mm.
they bought Florian Wirtz, who is also struggling. Then this other defender, what's his name?
Frimpong.
Yeah,
Yes.
Frimpong, who is being injury prone. So, in my opinion, the players that are trying, we can see the likes of Ekitike. He's quite doing well. Isak is struggling. So it was either these players do come and just play very well, or the team was going to be shambolic. So, in my opinion, I feel like that lack of squad depth is also catching up on Liverpool, because if they had spread that money out and strengthened the squad in all
Mm.
positions, like in the midfield, like he has talked about, for example, even the keeper. I mean, the keeper position is not very competitive. You get.
Mm.
Um, they apart from Alisson Becker, I don't see. Okay, I don't know much about the other keepers. The Mamad is called Mamadashvili. Yeah,
Mm.
and the rest, those guys are not good, man. At least if you look at, let's say Arsenal bought Arrizabalaga from Chelsea, but I mean, he has been Premier League, he has been playing, so that is some sort of competition, even if Fry is miles ahead of him. But he's someone
Ken,
whom you know that can step up, even in smaller games. You can trust him.
Ken,
So for
sorry to
me,
cut
it's
you.
not only about the tactics that Liverpool is struggling with, although the coach keeps coming out and saying, teams are coming to play low block, vici, vici, vici. It's not only
Mm.
that, it's also about the squad. Liverpool's first 11 is very good, like very good on paper. The players they brought in were very good, but what about their second 11? Whom do they bring in if the players that they bought are struggling? You
Ken,
understand? So,
Ken,
yeah,
Ken. Sorry to cut you short. You
yeah,
mentioned something that really ticks me off, and I just thought I should just chime in a bit.
yeah. You
I
can, you
think,
can.
I
Mm,
think, I think sometimes as human beings, we need to know when to open our mouths and when not to open our mouths and say anything.
mm,
All Ancelot's post-match interviews in conferences have been terrible. It is actually painful to listen to them and say that I'm actually associated with this club because complaining about the tactics of your opponent of your man, it's so sad. It shows how I don't want to say unprofessional, but
mm,
it's just not right. It's like it's me coaching someone who's not a professional coach. It's like it's me speaking. Someone who doesn't know anything about about coaching. It's sad to hear. I mean, it always hurts me to listen to his. And I don't know, I don't know why I always go in to listen to. Maybe because of the love of the club, but I listen to the guy and I'm like, how is this guy spewing all this nonsense? You know, it's just sad, man. But anyway, you continue. Just continue.
yeah. So anyway, for me, what I think is causing Liverpool's struggles, that is one of the problems. Then second, I think you have also mentioned the aspect of favoritism. Is not playing certain players out of favoritism and playing the others. We saw last month they voted Kesa as Liverpool's player of the month. It was starting off the bench and impacting games. So what does that tell you? When other players are struggling and you can clearly see them struggling, he still would prefer to start them over players who can actually impact games. So at the end of the day, you find that that is costing Liverpool games, points. So for me, I think that is the main reasons why Liverpool. Also, the squad. Look at the defense.
Mm.
I mean, Liverpool's defense has been known as one of the best in the league for quite some time. Van
Mm.
Dijk, Van Dijk,
Konate.
Robertson, Trent, and the other center backs. They've been
Mm.
having a good partnership, but now this transfer window for me, I feel like has quite disorganized them because now the defense is not as strong as the one we know. Look at Arsenal. Arsenal has not conceded in over 6 games. Is it six? 5?
9. Actually 10.
Yeah. So without a proper defense, man, you're going to you're going to swallow. I mean, how do you concede to teams like Crystal Palace 2-0 first half? I mean, the game is almost done, man. Crystal Palace is also a very defensive team. So if you start conceding 2-0 first half, that's not the Liverpool we know. So sort out your defense. Um, I don't know if something is wrong with Van Dijk. Is not the Van Dijk we have also known. Hmm? So if those guys get back to their levels, I feel like Liverpool can maybe turn things around. Yeah.
Well, that is Kenny's submission. Well, for me, Oscar, first of all, at least we all know that Liverpool lost the game before even the ball was kicked. I mean, when the lineup was out, Uh, where could you
You mean the
even?
Crystal Palace game?
Yeah, again it's Crystal Palace, the cup game.
No, he threw that game. He threw that game.
For me, I don't really understand why he decided to play academic boys only. And when you look at the bench, he decided not to put any senior players. I
I can
mean,
give you a theory.
that was a mad thing to do, honestly.
I,
That
I
was a
have
mad
a
thing.
I have a theory. I have a theory
Mm,
why he did that.
what is that?
My theory is that he knew that there is no way his team is going to win that game.
But why?
It
You
doesn't
are
matter what team he puts on the pitch. Um,
you are
I
Anfield.
believe yes, yes, and you see, if there is one team, because Liverpool's problem started the time they played actually Crystal Palace. That two
Mm,
one that we lost against Crystal Palace in Premier League.
yeah.
That was the beginning and the time that Real showed that it doesn't matter what Liverpool does. Crystal
Mm,
Palace is a team which is I don't know if I can say it is customized. The way they play is customized to expose and beat Liverpool.
mm,
The way they play, and to the fact that they outgun Liverpool in the midfield and then overload the wings where Liverpool is weakest. It's like
mm,
they are beating you at your weakest points. Now, there is no way Liverpool was going to put any team, unless they are buying new players and then maybe he will try again. But there is no, as long as he can avoid Crystal Palace, as long as Slot can avoid this Crystal Palace, I believe he would avoid Crystal Palace. That team was put out. He threw that game, I believe, because there is no team he was going to put out there that was actually going to win that game. And I believe it was also sort of to keep the first team players away from demoralization so that he still continues trying to gather points in in Premier League. He's hoping that this Saturday he will win a game, then he starts building from that. I can assure you there is no way he went into that game thinking that he's going to win that game. I believe he also probably wanted to throw this game away because he wanted to reduce the number of games. So for me, it is those two things that I believe happened. Number one, he knew he couldn't win that game. Number two, he wanted to reduce the number of games the club has to play.
but if at all, maybe that is what he thought. I think this was the worst decision to do. I mean, you're at home at Anfield. You need to get
Mm.
confidence back in your team. You needed to win this game because your next three games are really, really tough. You needed this momentum, man. Now you're going into the weekend game against Villa with a lot of questions around. I mean, does he still really have control even on the dressing room? Because I feel a few senior players are now
that's
looking at
that's a question. That's a
no,
question people
because
have been asking.
honestly, Oscar, don't you think that a few senior
Yes.
players looking at him like questioning his decisions? Because to be honest, this was the type of game that you needed Florian Wirtz to play. You needed Alexander Isak to play. These guys to get up to speed. These are the guys that have been struggling
That's
in
what
form. They need
yeah.
game time,
Playing
and
time. They need
you
game time.
decided
Yeah.
Exactly.
him.
Also, personally, when I also saw that
Yeah.
line, I just laughed and knew Liverpool was going to lose. I
It
just knew I
was
was
just
going to
you
have a
know.
very
I
successful head watch because when I
I
Mm,
looked at the
uh,
bench, I saw the first team. I was like, oh,
mm,
maybe the bench is strong. Looking at the bench, I didn't know anyone, so I was like, I concur with what Oscar is saying. I think he just wanted to throw this one. Yet it was actually a very important game if Liverpool had to regain their confidence because they could have come
mm,
all in for this game and beaten Crystal Palace, and they build on that confidence from that game.
yeah.
I
So
believe
I,
I believe
yeah,
that I believe
Mm,
that yes, he would have thrown that game, but he should have used it as well to actually give the players that need the playing time to actually build confidence. And I believe there are three players, in my own estimation. The two
mm.
players who didn't have a good preseason, and that keeper who looks like, oh my God, that keeper looks horrible. That Liverpool keeper, that Georgian, he looks horrible. He looks, I mean, come on. There is no way he's competing for Alisson's position. I mean, Alisson is coming back and taking his gloves back immediately. There is no way that guy is competing for his spots right now. It just looks terrible.
But
So
the
for me, I
defense is
believe
not
that
also keeping.
Yeah, so for me, I believe that the keeper number one needed the playing time. Number two, McAllister. Thank God McAllister played. Number three, Isak. He should have played those three guys. Throughout the
Yeah,
game, play kids all over the place, but have those guys have the playing time. Let them build some, some momentum. Give them the playing time. Because for me, it's really painful to see Isak, the Isak that the Premier League knows, looking like panting after 30 minutes. I mean, come on. It's sad. It's painful. It's painful. It's really
remind me,
painful.
who
I
got a
am
red card in that game? Is it Keza?
no. There's a guy. Some
Ah,
it's called
red,
Nalo. Nalo, I think.
yeah, I remember.
Yeah. Apparently, that guy has played two senior games for Liverpool, and he has got red cards in both.
Yeah, he got a red card on his UCL debut.
Man, it's crazy, man. A young,
Hmm.
he's some young academy guy, but man, it's crazy. How that's crazy, man. That's oh my, it's
It's just
crazy.
well, just to add on that, uh, I mean, where do you go from here? You're facing Aston Villa that has won 4 games in a row. Part of that, they have beaten Tottenham at their place. They have beaten Manchester City. Uh, this is the worst time you are going to face Unai Emery, honestly. Looking at that midfield, I remember I was talking with Dora in our last show, and we said that if he dares to play the midfield he played against Eintracht Frankfurt, they are going to skin him alive. And guess what? This guy decided to play that same midfield against Brentford. Premier League midfielders are bullies. They are not going to give you time on the ball, and you're playing only ball players in the middle. Florian Wirtz, Sobosolai, and Curtis Jones. That was never going to beat anyone. And now you're going to face a Aston Villa midfield that loves fighting for the ball. John McGinn, Onana, uh, that guy. Uh, Morgan Rogers, man, it is looking to be really long for you. I'm telling you, he needs to work something out ASAP because uh, now take a scenario because Arsenal is playing fast, right? Meaning there's a possibility of you going into that game with a 10-point gap between you and Arsenal. That is
Mm,
already a lot of points. So meaning
mm,
there is no room for losing this game. If you dare lose,
mm,
next up is
mm.
Manchester City. So I mean, you have Madrid in Champions League. The next 3 games are going to define your season. It is
Mm.
either it is either that you beat Aston Villa and go on to beat Real, then maybe you can kick off from there, or go on to lose the next 2 and go into the City game with a very, very terrible form. So,
You know,
yeah, sorry, you can continue. No, no problem.
yeah, for Champions League, Champions League, you have this is still group stages. So where Liverpool
Mm,
is right now, they have
mm,
the luxury of just don't lose the game,
mm.
just don't lose the game. Get any result against Madrid, but just don't lose the game
But don't you
as
think
you're
this is the
building.
time to play a Real team with Kylian Mbappe on hot form?
That is what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Just don't lose the game. You can get a draw, get that 1 point. If luck is on your side, you get the 3 points, no problem. But
Mm,
just don't lose the game, and then at least you live to fight the next day in the Champions League. But for Premier League, right now, where things are, you've lost 4 games. You get so that
mm,
means that your chances of losing are gone. So you have to win every game up to the second half of the season, at least until the second half of the season is beginning. That is the
mm,
next time that you should even think of seeing an L on your Premier League list. You get the worst thing you can do is probably if things are really bad, get it what a D. But
mm.
at this point for Premier League, there is no luxury to actually get an L for Liverpool because if you've accumulated five of, I think they are four or five, I don't know, five or
Mm.
four. That means your L's are that those are L's that people get an entire season. That means for you, you're getting yours in the first 9 games. Come on. So
Mm.
basically, for you, your L's are done. Eh? So that means you have now start accumulating W's. You will no longer have a luxury of accumulating L's. You get? You don't have that luxury. And I still take it back to the guys. May I keep on? I'm sticking to this. We can dissect this whichever way we want. The problem starts with the coach, in
Yeah,
my view.
definitely. Some of the decision that he has been making of late, they have been so questionable. I'm telling you, they've been so questionable, and he has to find solutions because he's the coach. He has to find solution. We can
Mhm.
talk about the players' forms and everything, but he is the coach. He has to change things up. He has to start collecting points as soon as possible because man, this can go the season can go terribly wrong. And the fact that you spent a lot of money and you're in this crisis, questions have to be asked. I don't know
Yeah.
at what point is the board going to really start asking questions. Do you think when he loses the next two games, the board can say something? Because I know the fans are already asking questions.
I mean, I've watched some Liverpool fans, some big, podcast fans, or some podcasts who are saying, "I'm giving him 3 games, I'm giving him 2 games," stuff like that. Me, I'm beyond that whole giving him 2 games. I wouldn't even shed a tear if he loses his job right now. So for me, that is where I am right now. If he stays on, well, no problem. What can we do? But
Mm,
for the board, I would say, we first of all need to ask ourselves what were the board's I mean, because when they are buying these players,
mm,
what did Slot front to the board? What did he let
mm,
them know? This is our. Did he let them know? I mean, if he didn't, and he was telling him about trophies, then he's really in for it. But I believe if we talk of things like this is now our rebuilding, we're now rebuilding the team in my image, in what I want the team to look like. Slowly by slowly, we're rebuilding the team.
mm.
I believe the board will give him actually an entire season. The only reason that the board wouldn't give him an entire season is if he accumulates like 4 L's in Premier League in particular. In
Mm.
that situation, I believe Klopp is coming back as an interim as Liverpool tries to get another coach.
Oh dear
I
Lord.
strongly believe, I strongly believe that was what will happen. I strongly
Wow.
believe because if they cannot get a coach immediately,
Mm.
then definitely they will try to get Klopp as an interim coach just to
Well,
build the morale.
mm,
Yeah, just to
another
build morale and
Oscar is
yeah,
now putting Slot aside,
yeah.
what do you think the main issue with the squad? Why is everyone looking bad? Everyone seems to have dropped from everyone. Like maybe it is only Allison that okay before he got injured that he was the only player you can talk about who was doing the job. And the rest are looking terribly bad. When you look at Van Dijk, all the senior
Mm,
guys, Van Dijk, Mo Salah, Makarista, and maybe Sobosolai, he's been playing good also. But the rest are
mm.
looking. I, I mean, what is really
You,
happening?
you,
Is it a
you, you,
trophy
you-
hunger?
no, no. You see, when we talk of the team, it makes everyone look bad. You get? Yes, it is
Mm,
true that as a whole, the group is looking bad because they're not performing. You get? But there are certain things that for me I expect from certain players. The
mm,
way I'll give you an example. Let's start from the front. Okay? We can almost create an excuse for every player, but of which is actually not an excuse. It's actually also let me start with our number 9. I think the number 9 who is performing is the Kitike. I can put that one aside. Isak,
mm,
yes, they don't have a preseason, but my question is he actually thinking about it? I believe as a professional, he's actually also thinking about it and it's like, I really need to do better. I really need to do better. That is just my personal view. I think he's actually thinking about it. So I'll put him aside because I believe that he's actually not really performing well. Let's go to Salah. Salah
Mm.
is also speculation. It's also speculative, but it's a case of speculation. But if we are to use stats and history, someone dropped for me some stats from February. The last time Salah scored a goal, which wasn't a penalty, was actually in February. After February, he has
Wow.
only scored 4 goals that are actually not.
Leading to the Brentford game.
that are not
Well, that is
penalties.
surprising.
Hello.
We seem to have lost Oscar. I think he's going to come back. Yeah, he has network issues.
Anyway, I had some. I had some. This is quite odd, but I had some pundit saying
Mm.
that the death of Jota would have actually impacted some of these players. You get, these are some things that we might overlook, but in reality, if you
Yeah.
lose someone that has been close to you, it might affect you in one way or another. Your performance can
Mm.
actually drop. But it's
Mm.
something that we can't be sure of, obviously, because we don't know these players' mentalities. But if that is the case, then maybe you can feel sorry
Mm.
for the likes of Salah. Because I mean, what's
Hey,
really wrong with
But
Salah?
can
Hmm?
guys, sorry.
but Kane,
Yeah,
Oscar.
Yes,
Okay,
I lost
Kane
you.
raised the point that maybe the death of Diogo Jota has affected most of these Liverpool. It is
some of
understandable when
them.
you lose someone close to you that maybe it can affect you in your daily life, performance wise, at work, blah, blah. But man, does it really mean that you forget to play football? Come on,
I
I
actually
think
believe that. I actually believe that it pushes you even more.
exactly,
Mm.
That's what
exactly.
that's just that's but I believe I can also side with Ken a bit, but I think that would actually just be a small excuse. A small
Mm,
excuse. Where did I stop? I was just trying to break down these guys because I believe that as a whole, we can say that the team is performing badly. But Salah in particular, I was actually telling you guys that he has scored 4 goals before the season began from February, which are not penalties. Four. So for Salah, his form has been dipping since the beginning of the year.
mm,
We saw the same thing actually even in Champions League. He wasn't performing. By the time the Champions League quarters and knockouts and all that came through, Salah was a shell of himself, a shell of the Salah at the beginning of the season. We can say that maybe was he playing for a contract or what? You get. So it is now up to him to start to actually pick himself up. If we are to look at Gakpo, I believe the leaving of Diaz is one of the reasons why he's not efficient. This Gakpo is always cutting through, shooting, and all that. I mean, we have seen that, but it is very inefficient. But Gakpo was so efficient last season because he knew there was a Diaz round the corner. Who anytime he doesn't show up, I mean Diaz, if he's not performing by scoring goals, he's performing by assisting, he's performing by keeping the opponent's defense busy, stuff like that. Then we come to the midfield. My God. Now that is one area of Liverpool that really pains me. McAllister was injured. McAllister didn't have really a good preseason. I would actually say that's one of the reasons why he's not performing. Soboslai, I mean, but we can put that on the side. Soboslai has really been performing, at least to his best. Gravenberch, guys, I challenged any football fan, and I can even challenge any of us here. Hmm? Anytime you're praising Gravenberch, remember he's a defensive midfielder. Anytime you're praising Gravenberch, has anyone ever praised Gravenberch's defending? I will
no.
challenge anyone any day. Every time we're talking about Gravenberch, it's about, oh, look at his turn on the ball. That is going forward. Oh, look at
Mm.
the pass he has made. That's going forward. Guys, he's a DM.
We
Come
never
on.
talk about
He's
his
a DM.
intercept.
We don't talk about his interceptions. Once in a while he will intercept. You get like anyone, just like you see once in a while, Maguire will also score. Doesn't mean that he's a
Mm.
striker. Doesn't mean he's a
Yeah.
striker. You get it. So for
Mm.
me, what Gravenberch does as a DM is what I expect of him. He's not good, but because he's being asked to play that position, that is what he's going to play. Then now we go to the defense. The defense. We talk of Bradley. Trent left unceremoniously. Bradley is not ready to be a first team. He can Kubatisa there. He can try. He can try
Mm.
to play there. But he's not yet really up there to for you to say that this is my starting what? My starting right back. Frimpong, I mean injuries have been but he is this person who at least every time he's playing, there is that fiery word that it brings to the team. I will also put him aside, just like I'll put aside what Shoboslai. Then we come
Mm,
to the to what to the defense. Konate started on a very bad note. He was so poor from the beginning of the season, but he has ironed that and tried to at least cut out most of the mistakes that he has been making. And instead, that curse has actually fallen on VVD. VVD looks terrible,
mm,
terrible. You
mm,
get. Then to Kakes is, I mean, Kakes has really been had a very bad time. So out of all the players that we have mentioned, we can say
mm,
that there is something that you can blame for each and every one of them's what their form. So when you
mm.
collectively bring them together, the players are doing badly. So the question is, Mr. Coach, what are you doing? Because play these players on merit. Are you trying to tell me that? Because you see, we have a 30-year-old defensive midfielder who used to play for Klopp on the bench. My question is, why don't you try things that are new? You get. I call Pep the best coach in this generation because Pep is one person who will try out everything. You get. Pep to one extent that will even try out playing defensive midfield. I mean, the central center backs on the right wing, on the left wing. You get just to bring some semblance of defense. Let us defend. Let's not allow goals. You get. Now, why can't this guy try something? And I believe one of the reasons why he can't try something is because these modern day coaches of these days, they live and die by their systems. If I play 3-4-3, I will die by 3-4-3. If I play 4-2-1, 4-2-3-1, I will die by 4-2-3-1. It doesn't matter what happens. Now, that is one of the things that for me
And I
is
feel
really
he's
a
not
big problem.
tactical. You never see
I
him
beg your pardon?
try new thing. I feel he's not so tactical as people think.
Who thinks?
Because
Which people?
there are people that treat him out there. Because man, I see a few clips on the media. There are guys that defend him. But for me, whenever
No,
Liverpool is struggling in a game, you never see Slot trying out something new. He's not tactical. I'm
my
sorry,
brother.
he's not a good coach. He's not good.
My brother, my brother, look at it in this way. He has lost 4 games in EPL is it 5 games in EPL in a row?
Four games
You get
already. It's the total
four
of
four
what
games
he lost last season.
exactly. So are you trying to tell me that in those 4 games you're not going to try something new? Because if I lose the first game and I lose the second game, and I have like a Champions League I'm playing in the middle of the world, and I know that the opposition is different. Clearly, Frankfurt came and Frankfurt gave Liverpool too much respect. But you're coming to Premier League where it is physical. You get.
Yeah.
So why not try something new? You get. Why not decide that you know what we are closing shop, play central defenders across. Or if not, decide and be like, you know what, I'm playing one wing back who does what? Who is going to go forward. But this other wing, I'm closing shop. Bring some sense of semblance in the middle. How about you
Mm.
decide and be like, okay, Gravenberch is my six, but I'm going to add another DM there because McAllister is still struggling. Then you start slowly by slowly bringing McAllister into the system. I mean, it
Mm.
is about collecting points. This is not.
I
I mean,
agree. I
like
agree.
champion.
Point you need stability and control of the game.
Exactly. You at least maybe in these 4 games, if you had collected like 3 draws
Mm.
and one loss, people would not be really going up because as he's collecting those draws, he's getting some points. You get you're not far off. You get, but a situation whereby you everyone is coming and beating you the same way and nothing is changing. Like you're not changing anything. You're changing the personnel, but the way the team is playing is the same. Come
Oscar,
on, it's
what
crazy.
what is wrong with the whole team of not winning their duels? You guys lose every second ball. What is going on, really? I saw Brentford winning aerial balls after
Every
aerial.
duo,
Don't you think
every
Arsenal
area.
will use this against you?
No, you see, you're actually saying exactly what Emre is actually thinking. In other words, if Emre had a way, if he had a particular style that he wanted to use for the game, all he has to do is look at Liverpool's or previous 4 games and see that
Mm,
every team that beat Liverpool the same way. Why should he change? Just get the same handbook, apply the same handbook, because it's all
mm,
about points at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Crystal Palace won every duo. You get
Yeah.
every duo, every duo. You get. We come to Man U, and for me, that by the way, of all the games Liverpool has won, for me it is Man U that hurt me the most because it actually shows that we are below Man U right now.
Look at
And
Ken's United.
there is no way. I would actually challenge Ken to tell me if he
Mm.
actually believes Manu is actually good. I don't think Manu is good, but by the
United
time
is
we
not
lost
good.
to
We are
Manu,
not good.
yes, but by the time we lost to you guys, and it's not that it was actually a fluke. You guys beat us convincingly. You get it?
Mm,
So
I agree.
it clearly says it tells you that Liverpool is way worse than Manu. There is no two ways of putting it. Liverpool right now is way worse than Man U, which is actually a sad thing. You get it's actually a very sad thing. So yeah, we can slice and dice it whichever way, but unless Klopp corrects something between today and tomorrow, there is no way that you're convincing me that Emery is going to bring a different handbook to beat Liverpool. He's going to apply the same handbook. Bring Onana, bring Watkins, bring Rogers into the box, launch the ball, win the second ball into the net. You get win those duels in the middle to the wing, cross the ball in the net. That's how it's going to be. You get that's how
Mm,
it's going to be. Yeah, it's going to be that simple. As long as they don't change anything, that's the same way that Liverpool will lose tomorrow.
well, you guys are having a terrible time, honestly, and it might even get worse this weekend. I'm afraid.
I'm telling you, I'm actually afraid to actually think of it, but I know that it's very possible, very, very possible.
Mm. Well, for Crystal Palace, the loss was inevitable. Looking at the lineup, it was inevitable. You can't really say Crystal Palace had to do a lot of things in that game. No, they played against kids. I feel sorry for the kids. They got slaughtered out there, but it is what it is, man. Well,
That score was respectable. That score was respectable. That score should have been way worse than that. It should have been
yeah,
way. Actually, I feel sorry. I still feel sorry for the kids, but I also sorry for the fans that filled that stadium. It's crazy.
and looking at when I was watching the game, Joe Gomez, the most experienced center back among all the kids, he was the one
Mm.
doing mistake. Eh?
I mean, come on. That's how bad it is. That's how bad it is.
Well, moving on. Ken, you've so
Yeah.
far won 3 games in a row. Things are looking good at your side. Uh, Manchester United fans have begun making noise again. They're all over social media. They're already talking about the title, my guy. Well,
Are you serious?
yes, I've been choosing the clips. Ken, am I right? Am I lying?
United fans are one of the most delusional. But
Well,
honestly,
on a serious
we
note,
will be talking about something else if Bruno Fernandes had not missed those two penalties. Those were two decisive penalties, and that would
mm,
have put us 6 points ahead right now. So
well,
guess where we
Ken,
would have been right now with six
should I
points.
tell you one thing? If
Oh
But that
my,
is the
oh
game.
my.
That
Here,
is the game.
yes, yes, here the man talking of 6 months. You
Ken,
guy. Yeah.
Ken,
Bruno Fernandes missed two crucial penalties.
Ken,
The,
Oh
Ken,
my
so
God.
if he had scored them, we will be somewhere else in the table. But
Ken,
that's the beauty about the game.
Ken.
So we continue looking forward to the next game. For me personally, I can't start talking
Mm.
about the title right now. We just have to win our next game, then try
Before you
prepare for
before
the next
before you
one and
go
win
further,
it.
Ken,
Yeah.
before you go further,
Mm.
ifs don't work in football, Ken, because I can also say if Son scored that goal against Manchester City, we would be champions. You see,
Mm. Mm.
if who missed a header against Manchester United in that Liverpool game? Was it Gakpo?
Yeah, it was.
Capo.
Yes, we could be saying all different story here. So, man, if you don't work in football, you either do it or don't do it.
Mm. You're right. You're right.
Well, yeah. Well, for me, only personally, I've been impressed for the last two games you've played. Honestly, there's been urgency, there's been desire, but I have to also uh, point that you've been still showing weaknesses that we have really known for a long time now. You're still conceding chances to opponents because, man, Brighton could have really scored a few goals in that game if they were clinical enough. I don't know if you can agree, but
With the Brighton
the most
game.
important thing is you
Mm.
collected points. United needed points on the board. That is the most important thing. We all know they are not still ready, but at least they are collecting points. You're traveling to. Who are you playing this weekend?
Nottingham
Then
Forest,
I'm playing Spurs. We are playing Spurs.
No, no, no. You're playing
not
Nottingham.
Forest.
Oh, we are playing Forest. We are playing
Yeah,
Forest.
you're
Then after
playing
Forest,
Forest, a team that hasn't won a game in 5 games. They have so far uh, fired two coaches already. I mean, it would be the most Manchester United thing to go out there and lose.
it's possible. It's possible because one, we are away, and
Mm,
I really hope we don't lose to Forest, because
mm,
Ken,
they are the same team that were bragging about beating us home and away last season. So this season
Ken,
we want to revenge against those teams, starting with
Ken,
Brighton. Yeah.
Ken. Sorry to cut you short. Let
Mm.
me just say this before you what? If you guys beat Nottingham Forest, even unconvincingly, I will personally come here and tell you that Manu is back.
It's very possible. I don't even doubt it anymore. After our last three games, I feel like there's
I will be
we are
the first
just
to tell
getting
you
that.
that Manu is
I feel
back.
like we are getting that mindset change, because United
mm,
have
Yeah,
not lost three games in a row. So
uh,
we are getting back
yeah.
some bit of confidence. And if you can
Mm.
build on that confidence and come and win this game, then uh, I feel like we are going to be back.
mm,
You might want to deny it or put it in any other way, but the truth is, if we win this game, then
mm.
we
Yeah.
can actually start having a conversation. Is Man U going to be in top four? You get, because the
No,
third
no,
game
no.
into
Let's
the
not
season,
hurry. Let's not
I'm
run. Let's
telling
not run
you.
fast. Let's not run fast. I am saying Manu will be back. In other words, I would say Manu will actually finish in one of the what? One of the European squad. But
Mm.
top four is still early. We shall discuss top four in the second half of the season. But personally, I will actually be back here and I will say Manu is back. Not top four
Mm.
yet, but I will say Manu is back. Yeah, the moment you guys
Yeah,
win
but
this game.
but 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 bottom line, I don't think this is a very tough game as you are putting it to be.
Mm.
We have all seen Forest struggling. Forest have struggled. They've fired coaches here and there, and I don't think they are better than United at the moment. On
They are not.
paper,
They are
they're
not,
not
of
better than United at the moment. They have struggled, and I think United will still try to take advantage of their recent form. I don't know. They're at home, so that is a plus for them. But if we come to this game with the same confidence that we have had in the previous games, we have seen players like Cunha and Mbeumo being very
course.
good in the previous games. I feel like our team is gaining that momentum, that unity is coming, and we see um, previously, actually, I feel like in the previous games things were not working out because we are actually not scoring our chances, but we are starting to what put the ball behind the net more oftenly than miss. Okay,
Mm.
and if you're going to get 3 points out of any game, you have to score your chances. So if we are starting to score our chances, that gives me a lot of confidence about some of these small teams. You get, maybe
Yeah.
Spurs will challenge us. Spurs, yeah, that one I think even if we lose, it will be fair because on paper
Mm.
they're better than us. But again, when I started saying my points, I said that this season I want us to start punishing these teams that punished us last season. like teams that beat us home and away. So I'm looking at Tottenham. If you can beat them, that will be okay. Nottingham Forest, I saw that tweet. They are mocking us for beating us home and away last season. Same thing,
Mm.
Brighton. So these teams that come out and start saying things against United,
You
I
you
actually
know
want
who
us to
their
come and
current
beat
coach
them.
is, yeah?
Yes,
You
I
know
know
who
him.
their coach is?
Of course.
Sean Dyche.
Yes,
He's
of
a
course. But
party
that
pooper,
does not
so
mean
you
that.
better not really take this for granted.
Of course. I mean, why? You ask yourself, why was he jobless in the first place? If he's a very good teacher, you get.
Okay.
Yeah, you,
So,
you
Yeah.
you had to go for a low blow,
so,
man.
so we have to come.
The
We
guy-
have to come. We have to come
I
to
like
this
Christmas
that.
game.
rainbow.
We have to come to
Chicharets
this
are
game with one
rainbow.
mindset to win. To
Mm.
win. Yeah, because that is the only way we can come back like no man saying. I mean, Oscar is saying that United will be back. That is the only way. If you come and if you are not winning against teams like Nottingham Forest, I mean, we are not yet back.
Mm.
So I hope we beat Nottingham Forest and then we go on to the next. I just at this moment I'm just
No,
looking at
no,
the
no,
next
no.
game. Win the next game, then
So,
start thinking about the other game.
rainbow.
Yeah.
Oscar, you have some noise that is really echoing out here.
Oh, sorry. Let me move out.
Oscar, you have
Well,
kids around, eh? You have children.
Ken,
Yes, yes, I have
Ken,
children
for me,
around.
I'm going. Ken,
Yeah.
for me, I'm going to judge you on the next two games. Honestly, if you manage to get at least 4 out of 6, then I would say that yeah, you've turned the corner because the next two they are looking tricky. Nottingham, of course, has been on a terrible form, but now it is a wounded animal that is desperate to pick points. You never know
Yeah.
what I can really show you on the day. And you have talked about Spurs being better. So these are two tricky games, games that you really need to show that, yeah, indeed, you've turned the corner. And man, winning 5 out of the last 5, that will be so good for you guys. It will be so good for you. Well, moving on to Arsenal. Well, they qualified to the next round in the Carabao Cup, 2-0 against Brighton. This weekend, they will be traveling to Turf Moor to face Burnley. I don't know. What do you guys expect in this game? Do you feel that we can have a shocker, or Arsenal will continue their fine form?
Oscar, you
Well,
can
well, I am confident Arsenal is going to pull off a win. You know, there is
mm,
one thing for me I believe is an Achilles heel at the moment for Arsenal. When Arsenal concedes fast, that becomes a problem. But the problem is that um, very few teams actually score Arsenal before they score. So I don't expect Burnley to actually even score one goal. If I'm to predict this game, I would actually say Arsenal is going to win this game 3-0.
Mm.
Yeah.
yeah. Arsenal
And I
is
believe
going
this
to
is a this
win.
is a time. I believe
Say again.
this will be a good time. I beg your pardon?
For me, I was also saying I was concurring. I say Arsenal is going to comfortably win this. I mean, Burnley. It's not going to challenge Arsenal
Though I
really.
though I think this would be a good opportunity for Arteta to give some of the players that showed up on the Carabao game, give them some playing time in this game. He can change like about one
Like
or
who?
two players. I never watched the game, so it's only you that can tell me which player
Because
showed up.
the whole center back was the whole back line changed actually from the keeper. Keeper started. It was Mosquera and Incapia in the center back. Then Skelly played left back, and Ben White played right back. Then in the middle, it was Nogard, Wanweri, and Merino. That was the midfield. Then the forward line, we had Eze on the left wing. Then on the right wing, it is the young lad Max Dowman that played. Then the number 9, and I've never had him before. I can't even remember the name. He was some 17-year-old. Yeah. So honestly, you're saying that he should consider giving playing time to most of the guys that played in the cup game, but
No, I
uh,
didn't say most. I didn't say
yeah,
most. What I'm saying
because
is
honestly,
bring your
Oscar, the half time was terrible,
mm,
terrible to watch. We could have
mm,
gone down to 2-0 at half time.
mm, mm,
It was terrible to watch because honestly, uh, the performance wasn't so good. Most of the guys that were given opportunity to play, they didn't really play good, and we had to
mm.
really bring on the big guns to raise the levels. So I don't think there will be so many players out there that will have a say on this game on the weekend. I feel it will be the same strong starting 11 that will start. Maybe if we can cruise at half time, maybe a few guys can get some minutes, but it will depend. Burnley hasn't really been so bad at home. They have. You remember when they played Liverpool? Liverpool had to win it in the dying minutes on a
That is
penalty.
Liverpool. That is
It
Liverpool.
does. It doesn't matter, man. At least they haven't been so bad, like horrible. Burnley. I mean, they are sitting 14th, which is
Mm,
incredible, you know. So
mm,
of course, this should be a routine win, but I'm not going to be really carried away. We have to
mm.
treat every game like a final. There are so many fans that are getting carried away, man, which is not a good thing. We have only
Come
played
on.
10 games, you know. Fans can be excited. You know, it
No,
is it is well to be excited when your team is winning games, but you don't get carried away.
le-
We have only played 10 games, man. So
but I
I
can't blame
can't.
them. I can't blame them.
But Oscar,
Mm.
I
Yes.
know we are 6 points ahead of City. I know we are seven ahead of Liverpool, but we have been here before. It is
Mm,
only 10 games in. I will only start feeling confident if we are maybe 10 points ahead in Jan or February. But there's a lot of
mm,
football played. December
mm,
is a month, you know that you play
mm.
at least 3 games in 1 week in December. So I'm happy. I'm happy so far. Maybe the main concern should be that we are not scoring enough goals in open play. We are not even creating a lot of chances in open play, to be honest. But the positive thing to say is we are controlling the games better. We don't concede chances. That is very good. I mean, we conceded only one shot on target in the whole of October, and if you happen to see that shot on target, and I don't know even how it is a shot on target. It was Nketiah leaping to head the ball, and Raya saved it, so they called it a shot on target. So that is the only shot on target we considered in the whole of October. I'm
I
very happy
thought I
with
thought
our defense.
Arsenal I thought Arsenal played Man City in this month. Wasn't this month?
No, it wasn't this
Okay.
month. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm really happy with our defense. I'm really happy with our back
Mm.
line. They have so far been
True.
so good. Timber,
True.
Gabriel Magaras, who I think is by far our best player and maybe one of the best players in the league so far this season.
Mm.
David Dreyer hasn't really had so much to do this season.
Mm.
He might as
Yeah.
well stay home. But
You know,
yeah,
you know, actually I wanted to just chip in a bit and say, do you
mm,
know that everything looks the same for Arsenal from last season? But there's just one thing that has changed. Do you know that the addition of Eze has changed
yeah,
something in that team?
and
Because for
and
me,
and
the
Gyökeres, by the way, he's not scoring goals, but he's giving us a different dimension in the forward line.
or the movements of a striker.
Yeah,
Yes. So for me, I think that those additions, and that is why I keep on insisting. Arsenal fans should look at their. Arsenal will always have injuries, but every injury Arsenal has had this season has been a blessing, a very
Mm,
big blessing. Yeah,
mm,
it has been a huge blessing. So I think Arsenal is in a very good place, and I would concur with the fans that are actually excited. Yes, very little football has been played, but the only thing that would make any Arsenal fan excited is because the chasing pack looks terrible. You know, the chasing pack looks bad. But in the
mm,
previous campaigns where Arsenal was leading, the chasing pack was not that bad. The chasing pack
mm,
looked like, you know what, you guys can continue, but we are actually coming. Like you could clearly see. But now, right
mm,
now, you look and you're not even sure. Liverpool is actually not sure of winning their next game. That is how bad it is. Man City
mm.
is not sure of. Let me just check here who Man City is playing next.
They're playing
City,
Um,
Bournemouth.
City. I was confident that City is coming back to give Arsenal a challenge. Then they lost against Aston Villa. I was like, man, what are these guys up to?
now, hear this. Hear this.
Because much
Man
as I
City is
hate it,
playing.
Arsenal is actually is running away. There's no
It's
serious
yeah, that's
fighting.
yes, yes. This is very different from other seasons before, whereby you had actually teams that were in chasing for top four, and they were actually competing and putting pressure on Arsenal. Then we had the real competitors like City that were actually also pushing Arsenal, and just because they had better squads, they would actually go and what overcome Arsenal. But right now,
Mm,
Arsenal has the better squad. They are the ones on form, and then all these other teams are what are struggling. Come on, there is no reason why an Arsenal fan shouldn't be very hopeful as much as little football has been played. City is playing Bournemouth next. That can be a loss.
mm, mm,
That can be a proper loss. It doesn't matter home or away. That can be a proper loss for Man City. You get Liverpool. We
mm,
already know what Liverpool can. Liverpool, the chances of Liverpool winning are like 40%. You get that is how bad it is. 10% draw, 40% win, 60% losing. You get that is how things are. So right now, Arsenal can possibly actually act. If you reach a situation whereby Bournemouth or Crystal Palace is number two, and Arsenal has like let's say a 10-point lead on them. Guys, come on. There's no way
mm.
you can say you're not winning that trophy. I would actually give you the trophy before January. I would. If by
No one,
December, that is by the time
no
we
one
are finishing
has
December, it
ever
is.
won the league before January. Oscar, please stop gassing me up. Stop, 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 stop doing
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I
Yes,
understand. By the way, I understand your
you
caution
see,
because
guys, eh?
you've been here before. Mm,
You see, guys, man. For me, Oscar, just losing three leads in a row, it gives you that
mm.
trauma, and I'm sure these
Yeah, I
players
know.
know that
And I
so well.
understand. And I
That is
understand. Yeah,
why
and I
they're
understand.
treating every game like a final. Whenever I'm watching the Arsenal games, I see that these players actually know what is on stake. They are treating
Yeah.
they don't care how they win games. They just want to get 3 points, and I like
3 points
that,
is
man.
what matters. Yeah.
People are really criticizing us the way we are playing, that the football is terrible, but man, we have played so good and come short. If it means
Hold
for
on.
us
Hold.
to play bad to win this league, it is okay. It is okay,
Who is
man.
criticizing that Liverpool or that Arsenal is playing? I've not yet heard
Set
anything
piece
like that. Is
FC.
it the fans? I beg your
The
pardon?
guys are
Yes,
saying that the set piece,
they are calling us
the
set
set
pieces,
piece merchants.
blah
Because
blah.
actually, I
You
looked
don't
at some
you don't use
statistics.
Twitter. You
I
guys.
looked at some
Ah,
Wait,
statistics and
are
they're
those
comparing.
are you talking? Yes, yes, Ken.
And I was saying I looked at some statistics and they're comparing Arsenal's previous goals, like their goal
Mm,
records for this season, and
yes.
they sit 17th among the teams that have the
who are
most
open
open
play.
play. Yes, open play game
Mm,
goals,
that is
and
true.
Mm.
they're the first on set pieces, first on penalties. I mean, that is what we term
But
as haram football in this modern.
no, 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 no.
It's
Ken,
okay.
but Ken, my
Okay.
But
question is
obviously, the most important thing is to get the 3 points, and they're getting it. So
my
no worries.
Ken, my question to anyone would be because if it is Twitter and the fans talking, I would understand. I mean, that is their job. That is what people will do. That's what rival fans will do. You get? But
Mm.
I'm talking about like the media. Is
Yeah,
like are there like analysts that are
there are
saying
few
that
pundits
these
that
are set
really
piece merchants?
criticize us. There are few
Who is
pundits.
that? A few
Jamie
pundits.
O'Hara. Jamie O'Hara on Talk Sport.
That's now Jamie O'Hara sometimes jokes around too much, but I feel that he's actually, because he's a Tottenham fan, he's actually a rival, so he will spew nonsense. But in my view, I challenge anyone. If a team has like a very good free kick taker, and the free kick taker is always scoring free kicks, are you going to call them free kick merchants? Come on, you'll actually be praising them and praising the free kick taker. You get? So for me, I look at it actually that same way. I look at it the same way. The number one thing that the guys need to be wary about is that this Arsenal team is trying to improve. Now, you imagine when they're not being scored, and then at some point they actually improve. People should actually be scared, in my view. People should actually be scared that it is possible that Arsenal might actually improve and actually gel better. But of course, for me, like I like telling people, our insurance policy is what? Is Arteta. Arteta has some way that somewhere, somehow, he will mess up something. So and it still goes back to the injuries as well. I believe
Mm.
with Havertz and Odegaard come back, you guys will clearly see what I'm actually talking about. Because you'll see Eze's time reducing, unless Eze is so much on form that they have to create a position for him. You'll see Jokeres's time reducing, unless Jokeres starts firing and Jokeres does what? And Jokeres cannot be dropped. You get? But I can assure you, Havertz and Odegaard are going to start. They're going to start playing for Arsenal the moment they come back. And that is one thing that I believe is a very big Achilles heel for Arteta.
You see, um, the good thing is they are coming back after the next international break, so we might have played at least 4 games. We with the London Derby against Tottenham, Sunderland, and I think against Chelsea, if I'm not mistaken. So
Yeah, these are tough games, by the way.
Tottenham at home is not a
But
tough game.
obviously,
We
Arsenal is
always beat
better.
Spurs at home. Hmm?
Mm.
Sunderland might be tricky away, but with Tottenham, I've never worried about Tottenham away. At home, I mean. We always beat them. I mean, for the last 2 years, we have beaten them home and away. So, anyway, on the day, it looks a tricky fixture on paper. You never know which Tottenham might turn up. But I'm looking at the next 2 months to be so important to us. If we can really go through and November and December with a 10-point lead, I think we are setting ourselves up nicely for the second half of the season, because we have players that are really coming back from injury. We have Jesus to come back, Havertz to come back,
Yes.
Odegaard, Madueke. I mean,
Then
I
you're
didn't
laughing.
I didn't know that I would
You
ever
guys,
say, but
Jesus, you guys should just abandon him. Let him receive his salary, but treat him like Sterling at Chelsea, really. Give him
no,
his
no, no,
salary,
Ken,
but man,
Ken,
Jesus is not going to add anything to that Arsenal side. Let's be honest, guys.
we need them in cup games. You
Maybe,
get it?
maybe for cup games, yes.
Because I don't expect our starting 11 to be playing Carabao. Then they have to play Champions League. We need those guys to be playing the cup games. You get it? I need
Okay.
Magaras and Saliba to rest, Timber to rest. They should go for this league, man. I need to win this league, honestly. I
By
don't.
the way, do you realize that
Hmm?
Arsenal has only one wing back that is a true wing back. All their wing backs are actually central defenders.
But
That is how solid the defense is. That is how
Ateta,
solid it is.
he
He does
intended
what?
it when he was signing them. Yeah, he knew what he was
Oh my.
doing.
You know, but I think he got that thing from how this guy won his trouble. The guy also applied on the center backs at the back,
Pep.
and he actually also saw how, yeah, he saw how
Mm.
solid it was.
You
Because
see,
man,
I
that's
criticize
that's
him a
that's
lot.
Pep team was solid. Mm.
I
Is
criticize Ateta
Calaferi,
a lot.
Calaferi is Calaferi a wing back?
Yeah, he's a centre
He's a
back.
wing back, but he's a center back who plays wing back.
Eh.
Hmm.
Even
I
in
thought he
cup
was
here,
actually a natural wing back.
wow,
No,
he's
White,
just learning
White,
to go in.
Timber, all those are
Mm.
center backs who play wing back. All of them.
Yeah, just to wind up on Arsenal, man. I criticize Ateta a lot, but so far in these first games, he has done the right things. Honestly, the decision making is making
Mm,
the sub in the right time, and the most
mm,
important thing, he has beaten teams that really collected points on us last season, which is very
mm,
important. Crystal Palace,
mm,
Newcastle, Fulham, we dropped points against them last season, and
mm.
this season is now different. We are winning against this team, so it is very important. So, um, as you said, the only team that will stop Arsenal from winning the league it will be themselves, and if they don't really capitalize on the rivals' crisis, then I don't know how simple they want to win this league. This is the best time to give them a stretch because first of all, they possibly they might drop points this weekend and they are playing each other in the next
Come on.
year.
Hey,
So
okay,
every
you mean rivals? Yeah. I thought you were talking of Arsenal losing points. I'm like, this guy.
it is also possible, man. It is also
Oh,
possible.
come on, please.
Oscar,
No,
stranger things have
no.
happened. Stranger things have
Not this one.
And with Premier League, man, everyone can shock you. Sunderland went to Stamford Bridge and picked all 3 points. Who
Man,
knew?
I watched that. I watched the last 20 minutes, but man, Man
Mm.
City, Chelsea was really blunt. There was no way Chelsea was getting a goal, man. They were
Yeah,
really so
moving on
blunt at the
to
front.
Manchester City. They lost, of course, their previous game against Aston Villa 1-0.
Mm, mm.
Um, they won their Carabao tie against Swansea. They are playing Bournemouth, a team that has been on red hot form this season. They are sitting second. Wow. Premier League is so funny. Well, Pep Guardiola will be looking to bounce back this weekend. I don't know. What do you think? Are they going to drop points? Are they going to get back to winning ways? What do you think, guys?
That game is very tricky because we have seen Bournemouth this season. It has put
Mm.
up a challenge against most of these big teams.
Mm.
So it's not a very easy game for City for you to just say they're going to come and win. If they fail to win against Aston Villa, really, you get
Mm.
all FPL fans were crying after captaining Haaland, and then for him coming to get 2 points, one of the worst fantasy weeks.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but
It was one of the
but
worst
on paper,
year
obviously,
weekend.
City looks like it's a better team, but man, you can't look down on Bournemouth at
Do you
this moment.
agree?
So
Do you agree that it is Haaland FC? If he doesn't score, I mean, he has scored 80% of their goals. Can you imagine?
yeah. That is worrying for Man City, really. If you
Mm,
only bank on Haaland to score, then with the Man City we knew the one that was winning trebles. We had
yeah,
midfielders scoring. You get
yeah.
You
we had goals
know,
coming
you know.
from midfielders, centre backs. I mean, Guardiola has been one of the centre backs that always come to games and score.
Mm,
But
true.
we are not seeing that happening this season. So City should be looking at their book and trying to correct some things before it gets too late. Yeah, but
Mm.
obviously, I think this game, honestly, it's even giving me headache to predict. But if City is going to win, it's going to be very narrow, probably like 2-1 or something like that.
I
Yeah,
agree.
because Bournemouth is very good and they'll put up a challenge. Yeah.
I agree. I believe Man City is going to win, and I'm giving Man City a 3-1 win. The Pep's teams, every time his team actually dropped, there was that thing whereby he would do his rebuild in one season. He would always like revamp the team in one season. I have a strong, I'm actually just thought about it right now, and I think those 115 charges hanging on them has cast a spotlight on them, which has made them very cautious with actually how they spend. And
Mm.
I think, um, unlike Chelsea that get their way and actually sell players crazy money, even players that you think would not go for such crazy money. City has not had that really great luck. They wanted to get rid of Savinho. They couldn't get rid of Savinho. Their goals were coming from all over the place. And then decisive goals were coming from either Haaland or they would come from that's DM of theirs. Forgotten his name. Uh,
Rodri.
their DM, Rodri. So, and they also had a defense that would actually score. So I think uh, Pep, Pep this season, yes, they try to revamp their team, but I think this time they are revamping their team in more than one season. Like
Mm.
their rebuild is not just going to be one season. All the times that Pep has actually been at Man City, you'll see that if there's a slight dip in some area, Pep would always, bring in reinforcements, and clearly you would see that this guy is being brought in, and this is what is expected from this guy. Just like you see when Haaland was brought in, Haaland was brought in. We want goals, 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 and what did he get? Goals, goals, goals. Uh, for the defense, what did he do? He brought Guardiola. He brought, Diaz. Like he would bring players to. It doesn't matter how expensive the player is, they would bring that. This season, it's like he was going for like the cheapest option available. Chucky, yes, Chucky is really good, and I believe Chucky is really going to be a very good player. Chucky went for 30 million. You get. Um,
Mm.
I believe that actually Oscar Bob should actually be one of the people who is helping Haaland score goals. But I mean, it has been a tall order. How they got Alvarez, and Alvarez was really helping Haaland score goals. I mean, it's just, I mean, they are, as much as they have money on their side, they have a very good scouting team.
He
But I
played.
believe
He
those
played
150.
right back in the previous game, man.
Yeah, so I believe that those 115 charges sort of has cast a spotlight on them, so they are very cautious with how they carry out their business. And until that
Mm.
thing goes away, I think it's their rebuild is going to be more than one season. It's not going to be like it was always more than one season. I mean, less than one season. No, this time I think possibly Arsenal might win this season, but come next season, he's bringing in reinforcements that I believe that will be a very big challenge.
Mm.
Yeah,
All
so but I
right.
believe this game is going to win it 3-1.
Let's go through the fixtures and make predictions. So, Oscar, you have the fixture there. Huh?
Yeah, the first one is Burnley Arsenal.
Burnley, Arsenal.
Uh, no, sorry. Sorry. It is Crystal Palace Brentford. I clicked the wrong thing. These games are
Crystal.
starting at 6. This is crazy.
Yeah, Crystal Palace, Brentford. Okay, I'm going to
Yeah.
go for a 1-1.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm going for a 2-1 Crystal Palace.
2-1 Crystal Palace. Ken.
Uh, I think I'll also go for a 1-1 for Crystal Palace and Brentford.
1-1. Next game, Oscar.
Nottingham Forest Man U.
Nottingham Forest, Manchester United. Mani is at home.
No.
Hmm.
Away.
Sorry. Mm.
Okay. Manu. I'm going to go for a 2-1 United win.
I think I'll also go for a 2-1. Hey, we are coming back. Hey. Guys,
Okay.
for me, I'm telling you, you guys
I'm
go
going to
back to your
go.
fantasies, and you add that guy called Mbeumo.
Mm.
That guy is going to create a lot of magic for United. So that is my advice for you. You can take it or leave it. But
Mm.
we shall be back here next week, and you guys will be regretting if you don't add Mbeumo to your team.
Uh, don't make me lose points if I buy this guy and relax.
I
I'm
mean,
telling you,
it's not rocket science. That guy is very good. Especially
it's okay.
he's a kind of player who rarely misses crucial, like very important chances. He rarely misses them.
We'll be
You
here.
get.
We'll be here next Friday, Ken.
So that is just a hint I'm giving you. I don't want you to start crying next week when I
Thank
yet
you.
I clearly told you.
Thank you, sir. Oscar, your
I'm
prediction?
going for 1-1.
You're going for a 1-1.
I would have gone for a 2-2, but I'm thinking Nottingham Forest might close shop. So
Mm. Okay, next game.
Burnley Arsenal
I'm going to go for a 2-0 Arsenal.
3-0 Arsenal.
2-0 Arsenal.
Okay. Next is Brighton versus Leeds. Brighton at home.
Brighton, Leeds. Wow, Brighton looked terrible against Arsenal. Wow, 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 wow. I don't know, but I'm going to go for a draw, a 2-2.
2-1 Brighton.
2-1 Brighton. Oscar?
Fulham Wolves.
No. You have not given us your prediction, Brighton, Leeds.
Oh, Brighton Leeds. I'll go for a 2-1 Brighton.
2-1. Okay.
Yeah.
Game.
Fulham versus Wolves.
Fulham. Things are not looking good for Wolves.
Not at all.
I think this should be the game that is getting Vitor Pereira fired. In
Oh,
their
that's
last game,
interesting.
I was seeing him having a go with the fans, and then
Mm.
out pitch it was their keeper Jose Sa arguing with the fans in the parking lot, so everything is not is falling apart for them. So I'm going to go for a. Actually, Fulham can't buy a win also these days, but I'm going to trust them to win this one. So I'm going for a 2-1 Fulham win.
2-2.
2-0 Fulham.
2-0 Fulham.
Next is Tottenham Chelsea.
London Derby. Who's at home?
Tottenham.
Okay. For some reasons, Chelsea loves playing against Spurs. Spurs never beats Chelsea, man. They have a terrible record against Chelsea. But I'm gonna go for a high scoring draw. 2-2.
I think Thomas. The Tottenham that was always playing these other games was a very open Tottenham. So I'm thinking that he's going to close shop. So he's going to apply some bit of defensive approach.
Mm.
So I will say, I will say, I'll give it to Tottenham. Say Tottenham 2-1.
Tottenham 2-1. Okay.
Mine is 2-2 draw.
2-2 draw.
Yeah.
All right.
This next one, guys, allow me not to predict. Liverpool, Aston Villa. I will allow
Ah,
you guys to predict that one.
Liverpool, Aston Villa. Well, I'm going to give Liverpool a win because they rested players. If they happen to put up a bad performance in the
You do realize that the last time they rested players, that was the time when they started losing.
this
And
is
and
one reason I want to give
and
them a
it made me ask myself, why were these players really rested? If we are being honest, like why were they? Because they look tired. They
mm.
oh my god, they look tired. I mean, I was shocked. It would have
Well,
been best if they had just played.
I know for a fact that you'll concede, you don't keep clean sheets,
That is
but
the one thing I can predict. That's the one thing I can predict.
I'm going to go for a 2-1 Liverpool
I
win.
mean, Liverpool has been conceding, but let's not overlook the fact that Aston Villa has also been struggling to score. I mean,
Man, I mean,
almost their first 4 games they did not score. Was it?
their last
Was
four.
Yes.
Have you watched their last 4 games? Look at their
They've
Ken,
been
records.
Ken, you're
scoring, but
yeah,
of course,
Ken.
their strikers have been. I mean, Watkins has not been the same like from last season. Their scoring,
True,
Yes, but
players like
that's
but they
true.
have won their last
That,
four.
yes, and you see, Ken, form is something that you build over time. So they had a rough patch in the first 4 games. So they have been building form. So it means right now they're actually on form. By the way, I believe that if you were to check out the bookies, it's possible. It will be the only reason why the bookies would have Liverpool over Aston Villa is because Liverpool is at home. But if we are to go on
Mm,
the balance of things, there is no way they can give to Liverpool a win over Aston Villa. They can't do that because right now form is not something that it's not a switch. No one is.
mm,
There's only one Messi. Those things
yeah.
don't happen to everyone. So yeah.
Mm.
So
So
I
what's
think
your
Aston Villa
prediction?
still will score.
my prediction is 3-1 Liverpool win.
3-1.
Yeah.
Okay. Oscar. Oh, so Oscar, we're not going to
Now
excuse.
for
Sorry.
me, no, I'm going to predict. But you see, no matter what the score, I would really want Liverpool to win this game. But no matter the score, I want to see
Mm,
something positive. I don't want to hear the nonsense of the coach saying the positive things are we're creating chances. Come on, I want to see something positive. Me, I want to
mm,
see is Isak performing.
yeah.
Is Isak performing? Is the defense looking better? I know the midfield is shambles. They cannot defend to save their lives. But I want to see
Mm,
something positive. If Salah plays, which I believe is going to start,
mm,
can you show that you're not selfish? Provide, because it's
yeah.
a team game. It's not a Salah game. You get it? For me, those are the positives that I'm going to be looking forward to before I even look at the score line. Those are the positives that I'm going to be looking for. So for me, I'm going to say a 2-1 as well. I'll give Liverpool a 2-1, but this is a 2-1 I'm giving Liverpool with my heart. So there is nothing, you don't have to take my word for it. So just know I'm giving it because I'm hoping that Liverpool will win. But for me, I'm going to
Mm.
be looking at performance more than the scoreline. Yeah. So the next one is West Ham Newcastle.
Oh my lord. This is another team that is awful. I'm going to go for
And
a
I don't know what
Newcastle.
Espirito is doing.
I'm going to go for a
A Newcastle
Newcastle.
win.
Yeah, 3-0. These lot
I'm
don't
going to go for Newcastle 3-1.
3-1.
3-1. 3-1 Newcastle. But I believe that Espirito is going to buy players in January because these players just can't defend to save their lives.
Mm. Ken,
I'm going for 2-0 Newcastle win.
2-0.
And then we come on
West,
Friday and we
West Ham,
realize that West Ham actually won.
West Ham is at home, yeah?
Yeah,
West Ham is at home.
All right.
yeah. Man City, Bournemouth, Man City. I'm giving Man City a 3-1 win.
Man City at home.
Mm.
Well, for this one, I'm going to go for Manchester City doesn't score so many these days, so I'm going to go for a slim 1-0.
Yeah, I
Okay.
expect Bournemouth to score this game. So for me, my
Mm.
prediction will be 2-1 in favor of Man
Man
City.
City.
Yeah.
Oscar.
Okay. And lastly, Sunderland, Everton.
Oscar, your prediction, City.
Yeah, I said 3-1.
3-1, okay. Sunderland, are they at home?
Sunderland is at home. Sunderland, Everton.
Wow, that's a good one.
Mm. I'm giving Everton a win, 1-0.
1-0. I'm going for a 1-1.
Man, for me, I can't doubt Sunderland. So I think they're going to win this game.
Mm-hmm.
Sunderland, this game actually. 2-0.
2-0. So that's all right.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Well, it's been an interesting show. Good to always have you guys on. Thank you for making time to come here and share some football knowledge. Well, we thank
Mm.
everyone that has been tuning on. Please remember to like the video, remember to share, remember to invite more people to join our community. It's been me, Norman, Oscar, Ken. This has been the weekend preview show. We'll be back next Friday to review some of these results. Please take
Yeah.
care. Have a blessed evening. Bye bye.
Peace.
Peace, peace out.
Bye.
Peace.